Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. You're here with Benny and Ben Ventures. And as you can see, I'm sitting here at home and I'm not out in the woods. I wish I was, but I am dealing with a bit of a cough and cold and I'm just now getting better. So it's not the outdoor adventure video this weekend, so I apologize about that. But for today, I thought I would go through some of my favorite YouTube camping content creators and I hope you enjoy it. So if you do and you got a sec or two, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And let's get into it. All right, so the first content creator I wanted to talk about was Mr. Steve Wallace. Now, he is a fellow Canadian like myself. I believe he was born in Alberta, I don't know, Vancouver, I think, in the Lower Mainland in British Columbia. And then I think he moved to Alberta. But his MO is that he likes to do stealth camps. So he'll camp in like a roundabout or he'll camp beside a highway. And I think even in one of the videos he camped right beside a police station. So quite ballsy, but he's a good content creator. He seems like just a nice guy, someone that you just want to go for a beer with. And yeah, I love his channel, so let's check out this video here where he went to a train wreck. Now, excuse me, this is about 2 hours drive, maybe 2.5 hours drive from where I live. So it's right in my backyard, and I've never been here. Since watching this video, I've scratched that on my old notepad to go to and visit. But let's check a little bit of it out.
Adventure. So, okay, that's something to see right there. Keep me on my toes.
Looks to be an easy trail.
So there's the information about that fateful day and how the train came to rest here. And of course, typical with Steve fashion, I got to conquer some fear. If it isn't bears, it's got to be heights and a homemade looking cable bridge. Oh.
So if you've ever watched his previous videos, he's got an absolute crazy fear of heights, massive fear of heights.
Okay, gonna do it. Not looking down. Oh, the whole thing shakes. Not liking this. Tapped on. I was about halfway down the trail and I realized I didn't have it on.
The year was 1956.
And
from
something
what I read
I think
on the
would just
sign.
look wrong about undoing my belt with a camera on the
It was just abandoned, so the trains were abandoned there, and now it's like a tourist attraction. During the summer, I would imagine it's out of control busy. It'd be just full of photographers, and it looks like he's there during the winter. I think this was filmed 3 weeks ago or something. But I don't see anybody around. It looks pretty empty.
Side of the trail, so wait until people have left and
oh, so there's still
nice and secured, hopefully not needed. I'm going to ditch my cooking stuff here behind this log and I'll be cooking here later because it's pretty far from those boxcars. Green rice.
See, I love this style of camping.
There we go.
Yeah, he just seems like such a genuine guy. So he ends up sleeping in one of these train cars overnight, and typically in his videos he has to wake up early in the morning because then you have the tourists that come in again, and it'd be kind of weird if you were sleeping there early in the morning when somebody walks into the train. I don't know. But yeah, he's a really good content creator. He's been making videos for a very, very long time. And yeah, check out his channel. I'll put his link in the description, as I will all of the others. So this channel I've been definitely watching a lot lately, and her name, well, the channel's name is Wild Bear, and I believe she's based out of the UK somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where out of the UK, but wherever she's camping, it's crazy. It seems to be like a windstorm every single day. One of the things I love about watching camping videos and outdoor adventure videos is when things go wrong and you include that in your video. I just love that. I think it speaks to the realism of the actual video and the content creator. So this video here, she's trying out a new tent on a plane that's not really surrounded by any mountains. It's got no wind coverage, and she's trying to figure it out. But a great channel. She's got a lot of good videos. So let's check it out.
Hello Wild Ones, this video is specifically about the Lanshan 2. Not bearing so well, as much as possible. I've also got lots of extra pegs today. In my experience, because it's a tension tent, if the ground is soggy or loose, the tension of the tent itself sort of pulls the pegs through the ground. So I've had to use multiple pegs sometimes, facing in different directions. And again, with it being windy, I think it's going to rain as well. We want it really anchored in as tight as we can. Let's get your poles in. Wind is so much fun, isn't it? I love it. It's the first pole in.
See, I think that's the greatest, right? Like, if a video like this can make you smile and they're genuinely just trying to figure it out, I think that's great. And that's the other thing I love about camping, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will agree, is when you're camping, you come across a situation that you've never come across before, you have no choice but to figure it out, and you learn that new skill set, and that takes with you on your next journey and your next adventure. So yeah, that's one thing I really love about camping and adventuring like that. But yeah, she's got a great channel. What you'll see with the channels today is some of them are longer videos, much longer videos, so like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. She's also kind of like my style, the shorter videos where you sort of compress everything into it to 15 to 20 minutes. But it's 15-20 minutes of just watching awesome stuff, so she's got a great channel. So this is another one of my fave channels, and the reason why it's a fave channel of mine is it kind of feels nostalgic. So this is a father that goes camping with his 3 kids, and it seems like this guy goes everywhere. Europe, I've seen him traveling to Japan. He's just everywhere. So he does hiking, camping trips. He's a huge fisherman, so he likes to fish for carp and a lot of things like that. And he's just an all-around, he's like a Swiss Army knife of campers. He makes a lot of his own tools as well. So he's got his own like forge at home, and he forges different projects. Sometimes they work well, sometimes they don't. But yeah, it's just a great channel. It's a very wholesome channel as well. And if you're watching YouTube with your kids and you want to go to a channel that's very wholesome, where there's no swearing or nothing vulgar, this is that channel to do that. It's really good. And again, it's called The Outdoor Boys. So let's check out one of his videos here.
It's hard to find dry wood. Oh, these fat wood shavings smell amazing. They're gonna burn like gasoline. This is a flint striker I made from a scrap piece of a car's suspension.
Of course he did. Of course he made it.
And this is charred cloth made from a linen shirt. Look at that, you got a little ember in there.
He also makes tons of videos. He's got like 100 different ways of starting a fire. He's super crafty. And then in addition to all this stuff, he's also a lawyer, I believe. So if you want to look up videos of where he educates you on like fishing laws or hunting laws or stuff in a specific state, or his state maybe only, you can certainly find information from him. He does a lot of stuff.
Let's go and check on the outhouse too. Ah, this is the outhouse. Oh, outhouse looks good. We had some really big storms last winter, and we can see a lot of trees that are down all over. Luckily I picked a good spot and nothing seems to be damaged.
Yeah, he's also a really, really good cook. Like I said, this guy does everything, but he makes these massive meals for his kids or whenever there's like another group camping with him. He'll just cook for everybody. So very, very good channel. I strongly recommend. So the last channel I wanted to talk about was this channel here. It's the Outdoor Gear Review. I have bought many a tents after I've looked at his review. He does a vigorous test of each tent that he takes out and essentially reviews on his channel. He'll go into every little detail. So he'll open the tent, he'll look at the seams, he'll look at the overall product, the design of it, how it's laid out, how it's set up. Not only that, but he'll set up the tent in the deep woods when there's a storm brewing. So if it's a snowstorm or a windstorm or a rainstorm, he'll set up the tent and then he'll just let it sit there for a couple of days, come back, look at the inside of the tent, again check all the seams to see if it's been leaking, dripping, dropping water, anything like that. And again, I've bought some of the tents that he's had positive reviews on for that sole reason. So it's a great channel. It's a great way to educate yourself on getting some good product. He doesn't just review tents, he reviews lots of other products as well. And then in addition to all of that other stuff, he does his own hikes and camps and adventures and stuff. So I believe it's himself and his wife that do it together. Yeah, it's himself and his wife that do it together, and they do road trips, and it's just all around a great, very well-rounded channel. Again, videos that you want to watch the start to end. So let's check out one of the reviews that he's doing on this tent here, which looks like a teepee tent of sorts.
I want to give you all a quick update. It's a little bit after 11 p.m. It's been raining for a few hours now. Nothing I would classify as heavy, but a good solid rain. And with that, folks, we'll just let it rain, and we'll see how well this tent does.
As you see, he does it for multiple days or just overnight for 2 days. Seems to be beating pretty good. He goes, comes back, and you can see it's a pretty crazy storm.
Rain began falling around 10 o'clock last.
Now he goes in and he checks it out to see what does it look like.
Okay, interesting.
That's not good. That's bad. Real bad. So this is a good segue to something that I do. So if I've got a wet tent, and I'm going to do another video on it as well, but if I've got a wet tent and there's no plug-in for me to dry my tent off or any of my gear, it's because I store my stuff in my storage locker. I live in an apartment, so I store it in a storage locker, and I have to dry it off first. So one of the little tips that I do to dry it off is I throw it in front of like a pretty decently high-powered fan. But where I do it, there's no wall plug-in. So I use this here, my Go Labs, let's put it over here, my Go Labs mobile charging station, and I just plug the fan into that. And so I can dry it off any place I want really with this. Like with this power, and the fan taking the power out of this thing, no problem at all. It dries my tent off without any issue at all. And I think this is not a sponsored video. They didn't provide this. I purchased it, but it dries the tent perfectly, and it still has power left over in the device. So really, really handy. Even if you use a smaller fan, it doesn't have to be a high-powered fan, but a smaller fan, and you hang up your tent somewhere, and you just sit in front of the tent for a little while. You won't get any mold concerns. at all, and there'll be no issues, like I said, with the rest of your gear. So you can do that with your jackets or any of the other stuff. So good segue with this video. And yeah, Outdoor Gear Reviews is the name of this channel. This guy's great. Love his videos. And yeah, if you haven't seen his channel, definitely like and subscribe to his channel for sure. Hey guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that video as much as I did creating it. And thanks for checking out my small little channel. If you like that content and all my other videos, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks guys.